People are going to be in that situation.
Cheryl Bird thought she knew how to renew her driver's license. Yes, she knew there could be a long line, but she didn't expect another curveball when she got to the clerk's window.
It was this paperwork that came with the renewal when they told you had to renew?
Yes.
Okay.
But I didn't read it
You didn't read it. Okay.
because I knew how to, renew my license.
Not anymore. Back in August of last year, Michigan began implementing what is being called the new Real ID system. It's a federal mandate that every state is putting in place.
And I just figured TV5 would like to know, and maybe they can start talking more about the enhanced Real ID license so people can be prepared.
So, Cheryl, tell me how this whole process first started with your license debacle here.
It was like 3.5 hours by the time I made trips home and to the bank and back there. I was there to see him 3 times.
It may sound like a hassle, but as the I-Team discovered, officials tout it as a way to keep us all safe. Getting this small star on the top of your license requires more paperwork. An embossed birth certificate, proof if you have changed your name, a valid passport, or other approved citizenship documents. That's where Cheryl ran into some trouble.
I have my current marriage license and I have my divorce decree, but I didn't have my first marriage license.
Okay.
Cheryl was divorced decades ago and has been remarried for nearly 40 years, but she didn't have proof of her first name change. All she had was a passport, but it had expired.
The paperwork said that you couldn't use an expired passport. And so when I was talking to the gal, she says, we just got a memo last week, and I think you can bring your expired passport in. And if your name goes through the system, then we'll be able to renew it.
As of October 1st, 2020, you won't be able to board a plane, even just to travel within Michigan, unless you comply with this Real ID law.
People remember the 9/11 attacks on the World Trade Center and also the other plane crash. The people that perpetrated that crime had driver's licenses, but they were, in essence, not legal. So we're making sure, because of the federal government's requirement, that people have the right kind of identification to be able to board a plane.
Around the nation, secretaries of state are required to implement the new law. Here, Ruth Johnson says it may be complicated, but it's also fully necessary.
I think it's been a little bit confusing for people, so we've tried to take a strong role in that. I don't think the federal government made it real clear.
We told her about Cheryl's scenario.
And she said, I don't have my old marriage certificate from my original marriage. She said they did accept my expired passport, but I don't know how long you're going to be doing that.
They can call our office in Lansing. We do have a couple troubleshooters there that will help. Believe it or not, we have a few people that are of a certain age that they don't even have birth certificates. Over 100 is common, and so we do have specialists that can help with that.
We asked if there was any way to make this process easier for folks like Cheryl.
Is there any way that in your software that the system has to maybe track any of the names, past names people have had, or is it just based on paperwork right now?
When people come in, they have to bring their court documents. That's done at a county building. We're Secretary of State DMV, so they will have to bring those documents.
Just took a little bit longer, but that's understandable. There's more things to look at.
Norman Zeilinger just finished applying for his Real ID.
Actually, I was in Cairo yesterday trying to renew my license, and they told me that this new Real ID program is in effect, and I should have my birth certificate.
And he feels pretty good about the changes.
I'm thinking that it has something to do with security in our country, and people are going to have to present a driver's license some way, shape, or form.
Right now, the biggest goal is getting the word out.
So we've already shot the PSA, and we'll be getting it out. We send out lots of information to the media, whether it be electronic, radio, TV, you name it.
I didn't read the pamphlet in the letter, and I was told that that's pretty typical.
I never even read the brochure until after I finally got my license.
With this I-Team report, I'm Sarah Simnich for WNEM TV5.